Hey, what's up? This is Guy Torrey, and you are watching The Circus. Keep watching.
Well, okay, let me just go on and say, we're from St. Louis, y'all. Ain't too many of us, so I got to big up.
St. Louis Mo.
Well, Guy Torrey, thank you so much for sitting down, hollering at us. You are all over the place. We've seen you on BET. We've seen you in movies. We've seen you run the streets. We've seen you do a little bit of everything.
On crack.
No, we haven't seen that. We don't have that exclusive footage yet. No.
You won't.
Why comedy? How did you get your start?
Well, I got my start actually by accident in a way. I always liked to be funny. I always liked to be silly and the campus clown, the class clown. Never thought about doing it professionally until I really moved out to LA and, got inspired by watching Def Comedy Jam, watching Martin Lawrence and my brother Joe, and I was like, let me try it, because since I got kicked out of college, I had to do something with my life.
Now, I heard a funny story about you in college. So I heard that you used to have, well, this is PG.
Okay.
This ain't.
Okay. Woo!
I heard that you had.
That was that toga party.
College, that you had shows in your dorm.
Not really the dorm one. Like, there was a talent show, and I was just always cracking jokes. First of all, like in the student union during lunchtime when I should have been in class. Me and my boys used to sit in front of the student union in front of this big glass, and everybody walked past. You had to walk past that glass to get into the student union. So we used to just sit there and clown folks. So people knew, once they got inside, they knew what we were doing. So you see people started running by, they knew they was being talked about. So it kind of became a show, because at 12:30, 1 o'clock every day, Monday through Friday, I'll be sitting there cracking jokes on folks, and then still didn't have aspirations of being a comedian or actor or any of that. And then when I went to St. Louis, I moved back to St. Louis after college and was working in a department store, and I used to be in the break room cracking jokes, and just talking about customers and coworkers and things like that. And pretty soon everybody wanted to take their break when I took my break.
Right.
So it was kind of like comedy show, and I didn't realize it.
You had a following.
Right, I was like, wow. And then I really didn't trip off of it. And then I moved to LA and was like, I got to do something with my life. Let me try this comedy thing. And the rest is history, yeah.
And the rest is history. And also, I want to say we have an alma mater. We share an alma mater. We went to Forest Park. And
Yes.
it's about 10 people that went there. So all 10 of y'all.
Forest Park, for those who don't know, is a community college in St. Louis. That's when you can't get into the big schools, or the big schools kick you out.
It was popular, wasn't it?
It was popping. It was like a club. It was like club college. But the lunchroom there, I used to sit in that lunchroom. Because when I got kicked out of South Missouri State for fighting, I'm not proud of it. But it was because of Jonah. The basketball players, football players would want to crack jokes because I was little and had, raggedy teeth at the time. And then I fired back with jokes, and everybody would laugh, and they get mad and want to fight. So, and because I wasn't an athlete, a student athlete, guess who got kicked out?
And that's how politics. That's just how it goes. We're lucky enough to witness you on stage doing your thing. I was backstage with you, and you were kind of getting, your eye of the tiger on and getting ready. Now, do you have a ritual that you do, or do you kind of just snap and you're in your zone? You go up there and do your thing.
You kind of, shows like this. It's like, I'm only doing 20 minutes. Usually a headline, do like an hour, hour and a half. And you have time to build your show. And when you're in 20 minutes, you got to edit. You got to edit real quick. You got to read the audience real quick. So every audience is different. You may be the same jokes, but you may tell it a different way, or do it with a different tone or a different spin, and try to make it, tied in, have good segues and things like that. So when you go on stage and you're doing that type of set, you got to be focused.
You being on stage, is there something that you just will not talk about that's just off topic, off discussion?
I don't talk about plus size women. I think it's an easy joke. I think it's a cheap joke. I don't go there in the plus size guys. I don't really care about. But I just think plus size women. That's one thing I won't talk about. I won't talk about women being sexually violated. That's a topic I won't touch. And that's about it. Anything else is fair game. Kids, Christians, Baptists, Muslims.
It's only a few of us from the Lou, but outside of the Lou, when you want to listen to good music, who is it that you put in your iPod or CD player?
Well, see, I'm eclectic like that, and that's how my comedy is, eclectic. I just have something for everybody, but my musical taste is that same way. It's like, of course, I love my St. Louis crew, from Chingy to Nelly. Nelly is, definitely on deck. That's my man. But outside of St. Louis, if you look at my iPod, you think I'm crazy because I have everybody from, it's going to sound corny, but, from Charlotte Church to, Public Enemy.
And again, I'm excited. I'm sitting here with like one other person from St. Louis that's in the industry.
Yeah,
So,
Beetlejuice.
right? Oh my God, why I gotta be Beetlejuice? Okay, well you in the I can't even. I'm not good. So that's why I can't do that. Wait. Pee Wee Herman.
Ah.
Okay, Pee Wee Bronson. It's your girl Alice idea.
If you saw what was in my pants, it would be Pee Wee. Trust me.
Wow. Whoa, it's the circuit, y'all. It's your girl Alice idea and Guy Torrey.